This feels good. Well, hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Poster Wall, hosted by yours truly. Yesterday, I went to see the very brand new film, Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, it's currently Friday. We went to see it on Thursday night, and it came out on Wednesday night. And I've got a little bit of a review for it. We loved it. I'm going to try and go into a bit more detail about why we loved it, but we loved it. Now, this is going to be a review and a my thoughts on that film sort of video, but don't worry, there are no spoilers. I'm not going to do that to you. Don't worry. If you are interested in watching this film, do watch the whole of this video. I'm not going to give anything away. With that being said, a 10 out of 10 film. Genuinely one of the best films I've seen from Marvel since Endgame. The outstanding highlight was all of the innuendos and little bits of detail casting back to old Marvel films, different franchises and stuff like that. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds bounce off of each other amazingly in the film. The jokes are seamless. Ryan Reynolds seems to definitely have had an input in the writing of the jokes. And Hugh Jackman is obviously Hugh Jackman. The two of them work really well together. And the extras and the other people in the film really help them out with that sort of stuff. The title obviously gives it away that Wolverine is in the same universe as Deadpool, and it creates a lot of interest in what sort of universe it is. Obviously, I've come off of watching Marvel for quite a while now. I stopped after Endgame because it sort of went downhill. We won't talk about that yet. But the fact that they're in the same universe really begs the question whether all of it's in the same universe. Again, I won't give away any spoilers, but there are definitely some interesting cameos throughout the film. You'll have to just go and watch it yourself. Now, as I said before, the comedy is spectacular. The style of comedy is breaking the fourth wall, as everyone knows Deadpool for being. In this movie, it is no different. Incredible wordplay, amazing references, and some very unique characters. Now, the next thing that was standout amazing was the choreography and the action sequences. The opening scene, which is part of a lot of their marketing campaign, is incredible. Unfortunately, my sister's out at the moment, but she was a big part of the marketing for the film. And she actually got to go to the premiere, and it's where she got this necklace from. My little brother has the other half. But yeah, the opening sequence, choreography-wise, is second to none. It's got the standard of music from the Guardians of the Galaxy and the choreography of a Jackie Chan movie. Genuinely amazing. I thought the film wouldn't live up to it after I saw that for the first 5 minutes, and I was thinking, there's no way it can be, there's no way it can get any better. It did. It definitely did. As I said in yesterday's vlog, the storyline and the characters and the cinematography was not brought down by the script writing. It was one of the funniest films that I've seen for a while, but it was also one of the best storytellings since Endgame, since that section of the franchise. Again, I haven't watched the last few of them, but it was just captivating. It was really entertaining, and I liked it. Next, going along with the idea of the choreography and the cinematography, the graphics and the special effects were outstanding as well. It is a gory film, but it's a Wolverine film. It's a Deadpool film. One has swords on his back and one has swords coming out his fists. It's going to be a gory, knife-fighting sort of film. And it was. Blood everywhere, heads being chopped off, people being stabbed in every part of their body. And one scene that will probably leave you in shock. But again, you'll have to watch it to find that out. I think if you do watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was going to talk to my sister about the marketing of the film. I thought that was quite interesting. I think that everything she does is interesting because it's to do with film. It's to do with the way that they market the film. Maybe I'll get her on to do an entire episode of Poster Wall and all the films that she's done that she can speak about. And she can maybe tell us some stories about the way that different films are marketed. And I think I'll find that very interesting, not to mention I hope that some of you guys will find that interesting as well. The main marketing strategy, I believe, was from the meta humour that Deadpool is very well known for, mixed with the nostalgia of the fact that it's Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. So obviously Hugh Jackman has been playing Wolverine for 23, 24 years, I think now. And just that fact alone takes people back to the first original Wolverine movies where Hugh Jackman was playing that character as a very young Hugh Jackman. And now he's come back as this big bear of a man with a hairy chest and lots of alcohol in his stomach. There's jokes played into that sort of character in this film, and it works. It makes you think about the comparisons between that young Hugh Jackman playing that character and the new one. So lastly, what I've read about the public's actual response to this movie is that there's a lot of excitement over the return of Hugh Jackman and the idea that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are going to be on the same screen together, especially in the difference between the two characters and the history of the two characters that the actors have both portrayed in the last 5 to 10 years. And the idea of seeing them together playing in this film is going to be very exciting. And let me tell you, it lives up to all the hype. Not to mention the excitement in the young crowd of the fans is built up through social media because of all the memes that can be made out of Deadpool. Unfortunately, some of the jokes that are made in the film are very much set to that film. You have to have an understanding of Marvel, you have to have an understanding of Wolverine and Deadpool, and the jokes are for those people that understand them. You can't really take them out of context, which is unfortunate because that means it's not a very memeable movie, but definitely one that will have you talking, like me and my friends have been, about it. So with that being said, I want to rate the film numerically. For its characters, I want to give it a 10. Genuine 10. For its plot and storyline, it is lackluster. You do at times think this is a very basic story with a lot of comedic timing and perfection because it needs that to be a successful film. Throughout the film, I was thinking about how the plot isn't really going anywhere. As much as it's entertaining, it's a very generic superhero film. Not a bad story, but I feel like if more time was put into it, it could have been an extremely good film. So with that, I think the storyline and plot would get an 8.5. Cinematography and graphics in most superhero films, I don't really consider nice angles and scenic shots and very cinematic, pieces apart from the blockbusters. I take into consideration more the special effects and the title sequences and the lighting and the color grading, which is much more advanced on superhero Marvel style films. With all that being said, I think I'll give cinematography a 9. And lastly, obviously, the overall score. I think if you average it out, it will be a 9. But I want to give it that little bit extra more because of the uniqueness of the film. So I think it will take it up to a 9.4, 9.5. I said in my group chat it was a 9.2, but I think I'm going to go up a little bit. I'll give it a 9.4. Either way, I highly recommend watching the film. It is a great watch and very entertaining. It's not like many other Marvel films, obviously, except for the other Deadpool movies. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that film. I'll love you and leave you. Thank you guys for watching. Ciao.